All right, what's up? It's your boy Spankdog, aka Puffinstein. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Tick the notification bell so you know when I post and when I go live. And let's get into it. On Twitch it's Puffinstein514, and on Facebook it's Robert Lopez. You already know. All right, let's get into it. We got we gonna get it. We're gonna get it right now. So, all right. You seen the title. Let's start with the basics, bro. Are you good or are you bad? You get what I'm saying? Are you evil or are you, a good person? Like it's simple basics. I hear people say stuff like I can't change if you don't like me for who I am. Like, yo, listen, man, you're supposed to change. Like that, how ignorant that is? What if you can't read? You're not gonna become the person who can read. Like, you understand what I'm saying? You don't just gotta change. You gotta start taking in as much information as you can. And, and from my point of view, be the best person you could be as far as being selfless. Selfishness, the money, all that stuff got people bugging. Like I said, these episodes, I want you guys to know why the topic would it's almost like I'm getting on some like religion stuff. I'm not, and it's not that I'm scared to say that I am. I'm just saying it does fall into the line of positive and negative, I would say, for it to include, I want it to be inclusive. I don't want nobody to feel like this is something they wouldn't be able to be a part of, because there's no bias. There's no, I don't have, people be like, if a person says they're not racist, they definitely got racism in them, but that's not true. You know what I'm saying? If a person comes along and he's like, I'm a good person right off the bat, people are gonna be like, yeah, all right. But a lot of what my concerns are in life is how people, if people have integrity or not, And the crazy thing is that Katt Williams slayed Goliath with integrity. Katt Williams could have been a broke man. If he would have went up, he could have been an absolute nobody. He could have been a guy who's down on his luck, drinking, broke. And if he would have went up there and said what he said, and people would have looked at him and said he's being genuine, it probably would have still had the same effect on everybody. Sometimes, I've been walking the earth for about 47 years now, because I couldn't walk the first year, or I would have said 48. But the thing is, what was I saying? It's rare that I encounter somebody that I believe is on the same page as me. That's not on the same level. I'm not saying that. I'm glad I said the same page, because I don't want to do measuring and degrees. This is about love or no love. It's about hating. It's about integrity. It's about money chasing. And I don't want it to be measured. I don't want it to be where, because you have more of this, nah, not even to the point of, well, yes, it does matter when you're talking about a person's, soul, about a person's mentality, You know what I'm saying? Because, as much as you want to include everybody, you can't. There's people out there that are the wickedest of the wicked. I seen a documentary, right, the other day, and the guy, you know, he did the most disgusting thing you could do is that's hurt a kid, and it was beyond hurt. I just be careful because we live now, and I know YouTube catches feelings if you use certain words, so you already know what happened. He hurt the kid, he unalived him, and this was a child. I mean, a toddler type. You get what I mean? And in my head, I'm trying to figure out, like, why would this guy do this? Was something frustrating and torturing him to the point that he just snapped? And when I was done watching the thing, I had formed the opinion that he was just evil. There was nothing you could have done for that guy. When he spoke, you could tell that there I don't know if he don't have the capacity to understand that it's wrong. I don't know, but when he spoke, I understood that not only did he do that, if he's ever released again, he'll do it again. So now the all right, so the other day I was watching a channel. I don't know the channel's name. I would have mentioned them. And they were talking about listen to the lyrics. Now, I don't think that every rapper, I don't know if any rapper should be prosecuted over lyrics. I don't know if that should be taken into consideration as evidence in court. I just don't know. And I would say for a lot of rappers, no, definitely not. They talk fantasy stuff. It's a lie. It's not even a lie. With words and poetry, you can talk like you could create magic. And even though you can't because it's a song, you can. When you make a song, it becomes different. You can create something that don't exist. It's a fantasy. But you could bring it to life through music videos and stuff. So, it's powerful. So, the people were like, listen, you got to listen to the lyrics, right? But a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes the person is telling on themselves, and it's something that evolved. At the very beginning, Melly Mel wasn't telling on himself in riddles. You get what I'm saying? Some of the best artists right now, they tell their truth in a riddle and think people are too stupid to get the riddle. But the worst thing you could ever do on this planet is think you're the only smart one. The worst thing you could ever do on this planet is think you're the only smart one. So you do these little riddle rhymes and you think nobody's gonna make sense out of what your little riddle rhyme means. But you got 100 million people staring at it. You think somebody's not gonna crack that Da Vinci Code? First of all, you ain't nice enough to write a Da Vinci Code. So your riddle is more solvable. You write your little, some of them ain't even nice like that to think that they could write, or some of them outright tell on themselves. Then it's not a riddle. And then the nicer ones, it'll be a riddle, but your riddle solvable, and if you listen to some of the songs that Jay-Z and Beyonce wrote, man, if some of this stuff comes to light and it's a fact what they're being accused of, they were self-snitching. You know, there's a certain song, you know, where they, yo, Frankie was goody, was popping. How you doing? How's your morning going so far? Good morning to you too. You know, I hope everything's good. You know, we're talking about integrity. We're talking about being a real brother, being a real dude. You know what I'm saying? My Phoenix Suns jump off. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, man. We're talking about how Katt Williams destroyed people because he has integrity. And he went up against people with billions of dollars, you know, and because he kept it official, he kept it all the way live. He took down people that got money coming out there, you know, and you know the paper chase is crazy, man. People gotta be careful, man. Yeah, you gotta pay your rent with that stuff. So it's definitely understandable. People who going after it, they got no choice. Society has made it where if you don't got bread, you be hungry and homeless. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was gonna say too that Jay-Z and Beyonce, if you listen to some of their lyrics, if some of this stuff comes to light and it's true, then they were telling on themselves. They got songs where they describe stuff like what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So what I was gonna say too is that I can't really mess with it. I used to notice the Aleister Crowley t-shirts that Jay-Z was wearing, you know. And why would you wear an Aleister Crowley t-shirt? And you know what's crazy? My brother put me on. I gotta give it up to my Brody. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to G'd Up Quinn. Definitely go check his channel out. That's GDUPKWIN at YouTube. So yeah, man, my bro was like, yo, he be wearing Aleister Crowley t-shirts. So I'm like, who's that? He's like, look him up. I'm like, all right, I won't just look him up. Let's look him up together. So here we go, people. I'm gonna show you guys who Aleister Crowley is. The man on Jay-Z's t-shirt. All right, people. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I type in Aleister Crowley on YouTube, right? This is what pops up. Now, this dude was no good. This is not the kind of guy you would want to wear a t-shirt of. You understand what I'm telling you? Like, I'm on some real righteous shit. It's crazy because that's what you call, what is that called? The oxymoron? I said righteous and then I said a vulgar word. You know, I like contradicted myself in the same sentence. But I mean it. I'm on some righteous shit. You know, I don't mess with lames. We don't mess with people that are no good, backstabbers. You know what I'm saying? There's dudes out there that think that's cute until you get stabbed in your back by your own friend. You know what I'm saying? That's yeah. You see, you know, that comment is definitely true. You know, like I said, I be careful too because Disney, that's the biggest corporation on the planet. But I don't mess with Disney. I mean, like, I'm not gonna, like, if I had a kid, a toddler, I wouldn't keep him from watching Toy Story. But I'm talking about, yeah, there's history with Disney that's fishy, that's beyond suspect. It's it's like obvious, but you got to say allegedly, it's speculation, all that stuff, because like I said, the only way we stay on is if we make sure that they don't kick us off, so, but yeah, that's 100. That's 100. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't argue with you about that. I definitely know I wouldn't argue with you about that. I'm not. How could I put this? Yeah, I don't put it like this. Because of the things that Disney's done in the past, I don't trust them. And I wouldn't be shocked if they said things about them that were very not very horrible. I wouldn't be shocked at all. You know what I'm saying? So, but look at this dude. This is why would yo listen? If you Jay-Z, right? Why do you got on a shirt of a man that promotes garbage? This dude was a lunatic. You know what I'm saying? These are the kind of guys that it's good versus evil, bro. It's just as simple as that. It's good versus evil. I'm here right now talking about good versus evil because of the entertainment industry and Hollywood. These are the people that so many people look up to. Even me at times, was staring at TV and not really understanding what was going on. But like I said too, it's not if you really, it's a show, it's entertainment, that's fine. But when it's the hidden agendas, bro, how many hidden agendas are you gonna have? Every day I hear something, and then you like, that's not true. And then something comes to light, and you're like, whoa, that makes it sound more true. And then something else comes to light, and I'm like, nah, I just said that that's not true. That's the second thing that happened that makes it seem true. Then a third, then a fourth. How many things are gonna happen before you finally admit it is what they said? That's what's going on right now. At the beginning, people said names like Oprah, Will Smith, um, 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 Jay-Z, Beyonce, P. Diddy, and people were like, no way. Yes way. You understand? Yes way. Listen, I'm gonna mess your head up. Y'all guys, y'all, some of y'all be sleeping. Listen. All right. It's all good. Yo, Blanco, you know what it is. This is your room. You know, this is your room too. You talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? We individuals. You know what I'm saying? I respect that though. That's love. You know what I'm saying? When you say stuff like that, I know you consider me. You got love for me. That's dope. But like I said, I would stand up for your right to talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, check this shit out, right? So in my head, I'm like, how bad is it that Jay-Z would wear an Aleister Crowley t-shirt, right? So this is my little friend, my little chat bot right here for everybody. It's like it's like you people are crazy, bro. Artificial intelligence comes out, it makes things easier, and everybody jumps on it like it's a bad thing. Ain't nothing wrong with AI unless it's in the wrong hands. It's the same thing as that. Anything that has power, if it's in a person's hands, that's when it can be bad. If it's in the right person's hands, it doesn't matter. See, like I would never take my AI, my chatbot, and make a fake rhyme. You understand? I've seen what it could do as far as writing rhymes. It can't rhyme as good as me. You got to remember, it's programmed. So even though they program it with hundreds of zillions of things, it's still not a human being. You understand? You're going to be able to tell, you know? And like I said, there's people that they would be able to use it to write a rhyme and it will make them a better rhymer because they're trash. But I'm not that person. You know, I've seen what it could do. It can't do what I could do. So, but like I said, it could do other things that I can't do. Like tell me everything about Aleister Crowley, right? So check it out. This is how it started. This is like my series that I got that's called A Chat Between Me and G. You're watching almost like an undone episode right now. This is the premise behind A Chat with Me and G. Because what happens is I start talking to my chat bot about something I want to talk about, and me and him start conversing. I'll sometimes I'll tell the chat bot he's wrong, and he'll admit to it. Check this out. This is gonna really mess your head up, right? This is crazy. You know, sometimes I surprise myself that you know, that I would think like this. I call my chat bot G, right? So I go, yo, G, I was just telling my wife some things about Jay and everything that's going on with the allegations, right? I said, so I told her, even though he's innocent until proven guilty, I always found it weird that he wore an Aleister Crowley t-shirt, right? Now, mind you, I wouldn't even know about Aleister Crowley if my bro didn't put me on Each One Teach One, right? So big shout out to my bro, my older bro, right? I always found it weird that he wore an Aleister Crowley t-shirt. I said, now, this is me talking to the chat bot. I said, yo, G, this is me talking to my chat bot like it's a person. I said, yo, G, I was just telling my wife some things about Jay-Z and everything that's going on with the allegations. So I told her that even though he's innocent until proven guilty, I always found it weird that he wore an Aleister Crowley t-shirt. I said, now don't even speak about Jay-Z. Tell my wife who Aleister Crowley is and why people can't stand him. So my chatbot proceeds to give me factual information. You know, you should always double check though with the AI because sometimes they'll make a mistake. So you should fact check certain things, but usually they're gonna hit you with the real deal. I mean, a lot of the time, almost every time, you're gonna get factual stuff, right? Or stuff that you know is considered factual that's found online in books, whatever. It even, you know, the app can even sort out lies and truths. So it starts to talk about Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley was an English occultist, ceremonial magician, poet, painter, and novelist. You know, now mind you, G, my chatbot, is being careful because he's programmed to be careful. So when I told him spill the beans on Aleister Crowley, he's not gonna go in, but he's gonna tell you stuff that he knows he could say without getting his company in trouble. Which is appropriate though, because he's doing stuff, he's going by a way so that this way they don't do nothing wrong. They programmed him to behave, put it like that. So he gives me all the stuff that he did that people know on the surface, not beneath the surface. You get what I'm saying? So everything that's out there for people to find out, like obvious about Aleister Crowley, that's what he's running down. But remember, when I told him to tell me about him, I also told him to tell me why people can't stand him. So he has to address, he's going to say something about why people don't like him, right? Taboo behavior. Crowley openly embraced what were considered immoral practices at the time, including bisexuality, drug use, and rejection of traditional religious values. You know what's crazy? Like those to me aren't the ones that get me heated. It's the kids stuff, right? Now, I'm gonna skip a couple of things, right? Check this out. This is the real bugged out part, right? Give me 1 second. All right. So I get to a point where me and G, my chat bot, right, have had a little dialogue, right? So I get to the point where I tell my chat bot just like this. Listen. So here's a real good question for you, G. If you had a child, would you leave him with Aleister Crowley? Right? And I said, and G, remember, because me and him have built a little relationship and he understands that. He's programmed to understand creating a relationship, right? So I told G, I go, yo, G, here's a real good question for you. If you had a child, would you leave your child with Aleister Crowley? Right? And I said, G, remember, me and you are good friends, so you have to tell me the real deal. He understands Ebonics, right? So he goes, Spankdog, if we're keeping it 100, he talks slang. I got him talking slang, you know. He goes, if I keep it 100, I got my chat bot's hood. So he goes, Spankdog, if I'm keeping it 100, these are his exact words, my chat bot. Spankdog, if we're keeping it 100, I wouldn't leave anyone's child with Aleister Crowley, not for a second. Based on everything we know about him, even giving him the benefit of the doubt, the man thrived on chaos, provocation, and moral boundary pushing. Whether or not all the allegations against him were literal or exaggerated, his track record shows he had zero regard for social norms or the well being of others if it conflicted with his own philosophies. Now, it didn't really get to the nitty gritty, but my own chatbot said that the guy on Jay Z's t shirt, I would never leave my children with that man. You think I'm going to ever wear a t shirt with a man on it that is a sicko that would have done foul stuff, to a child? I believe, in my opinion, allegedly, speculatory. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are crazy. There's people out there that are so ignorant that they would be like, oh, that's cool. How is bad cool? I'm gonna tell you something. That's I'm gonna tell. Look, this is for any youngins that see this. Don't think bad is cool. That's the big mistake we make, and it's hard to tell youngins stuff like this because if you would have told me when I was young what I'm telling you guys right now, I wouldn't have listened. Just like y'all probably won't listen. But I'm trying my hardest to prove to you guys that I'm a good dude, and you could take it with a grain of salt, or you could listen. You know, when a person acts like a coward, an evil person, a bully, that's just what it is. There's people that change. It's okay to give people room to see if they can do better. You know what I'm saying? But don't ever change your values because you're worried about somebody. Don't be careful with fear. Fear, listen, man. I'm not. There's people out there that their worst, their biggest fear is people knowing that they're scared. You get what I mean? Like the one thing that they're most scared of is people knowing that they would actually be scared in a tight situation. It's okay, bro. You know, God built people where you can get shook up. But I'm gonna tell you this. Being righteous ain't easy. So when it's time to fight, you gotta fight. Right? Now, I don't promote violence or nothing like that. You understand what I'm saying? But if you in the street and somebody does some shit, like hits your kid, grabs your lady or something like that, you have every right in the world to defend yourself. You know, don't let nobody well, listen, if you do what you think is the best move for your family, that's what I would tell you. Because it's not about you. You got to learn how to be considerate, especially when it comes to, it's not even consideration when it's your wife and your child. That's love, you know. So if you're with your people, even if they're not there, they need you. I'm not saying take it, there's a line that people can't cross, and that's what I'm telling you. If a person crosses that line, you do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, listen, you can't, at the end of it all, it's wrong to fight unless it's truly evil. Anybody would tell you you gotta fight against evil. That's why we have a military. You understand what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I got more stuff. I left that on too long too. I didn't even want to keep sharing that for that long. We're gonna bring up the big homie. You know what I'm saying? And I don't use that term loosely. If I call you the OG, that's ultra respect. And we're going to bring up the OG. The man that started it all. That's right. I don't even got to play it. That's how famous he's become. And I'm not using his picture or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, he's become so famous that just me putting his face on the screen, people are like, yeah, he's the man. And listen, I'm gonna show you something. This is about hatred. I'm gonna use Katt Williams to help me give you a little lesson in hatred. Okay, when this starts, he starts talking about his beef with Ricky Smiley, right? He gets to a point. Where, hold on one second. So, but all right, it gets to a point in the Katt Williams Shannon Sharp interview where he's saying how Ricky Smiley told the story that he had the part for Money Mike. Now people know it as the Ricky Smiley Money Mike story, but certain people don't grasp that the whole thing is really about Ricky Smiley hating on Katt Williams. And this is where hate gets you. It got Ricky Smiley messed up. The hating on Katt. Because that's exactly what it was. Watch.
And I needed you to know why I came by.
Yeah, I need you to tell us why.
People know I don't go everywhere. I'm not interested in talking.
Now listen, this is going to explain to you why he got at Ricky Smiley. He owed him one. Because Ricky Smiley, allegedly, if what Katt Williams is saying is true, Ricky Smiley been hating on Katt Williams for decades. And he finally gave it to him. And he gave it to him good. Because when he said that the Money Mike part was his, it wasn't true. And it was also where when he went to perform for the part to be casted for the part of Money Mike, Ricky Smiley tried to hate on him all the way back then. And here 20 years later, he's still trying to hate on him. So he got wind of that. He told the story recently about how he let Katt get the part. That's finally when he exploded. He ain't pick on Ricky Smiley. He said after 20 years, this guy is still pretending like he let me have the part. He's still hating on me, still poking the bear. And just like when this guy, what's his name? Dylan Brooks went and poked LeBron James and LeBron embarrassed him. Katt Williams did the same thing, just in a different way.
Talking to people unless it's like a Larry King or somebody of an amazing ilk that I would actually want to go talk to in real life.
Okay.
I don't do it so I can sell product, and I got things.
That's funny though too. Like that that caught me off guard a little bit. You heard Katt. Let's hear that again real quick. He said, I don't talk to nobody unless it's of an amazing ilk. Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't talk to people that ain't too bright? you too good to talk to people who ain't too bright? I ain't mad at him. Listen, let me tell you something. He's a good guy. He ain't mean nothing by that. But it's funny though. Listen, he's like, unless you're like a Larry King, you know, like Larry King is somebody special. Larry King is a human just like me and you. An amazing ilk. You know, I'm sorry I had to do it. But I got this on because I hold this man in high regard, so he wouldn't get mad if he saw.
And I needed you to know why I came by.
Yeah, I need you to tell us why.
People know I don't go everywhere. I'm not interested in talking to people unless it's like a Larry King or somebody of an amazing ilk that I would actually want to go talk to in real life.
Okay.
Man, you're so cool, Katt. Talk to me one day. No.
I don't do it so I can sell product, and I got things to sell, so let me come.
He's going to tell you why he gave it to Ricky Smiley, because Ricky Smiley was hating on him for a long time, according to him. You see, now, I believe him. You understand? So, that's why I say what I say, but remember, this is what he said. This is his story. This is not what Ricky Smiley says. So, but anyway, so I choose to believe him, right? So what I believe is that he finally exploded after all. He's going to tell you how it went down right now. I'm going to let him tell you just the Ricky Smiley story. We ain't watching no hour and 29 minutes. I wouldn't do, you know, I don't even care if it's the most popular interview in the world. I don't ride coattails.
Talk. You have a great product here, and as a fan base, we love the attention that you spend on the guest. We love how much work you've done, how well you know them, how prepared you are. The same things that we liked about you in football.
When he says you created a safe space for people to tell the truth, that is true flattery, and I believe it is also a real compliment.
You brought that on over to here, and that's why it resonates.
Not saying that the other stuff ain't real compliments, but when he says that about Shannon Sharpe, I think Shannon Sharpe is a good person. You know, I'm not gonna speak about anything else that they're trying to get at him, and that's if a person's listen, man. As long as you ain't taking it, what a person does behind closed doors with their person of interest, that's their business. You know what I'm saying?
And the reason I had to come is because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I have watched
He uses that as a segue to tell this Ricky Smiley story.
all of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies. I'm talking about.
I got to puff to this. Let me calm down real quick because when I hear the story, I want to be blazing. So I'm gonna calm down real quick. I'm still here. He's about to kill it.
Things that have never been heard in all of Black Hollywood. They feel comfortable sitting here lying to you about it.
You gonna set the record straight?
Are you kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. I wish all of.
This is what it's about. This started when Friday Part 3 came out. This is why he don't bother to explain why he gets them, because he don't care. Like, that's what he's on right now. But I'll tell you for him. He finally, after all these years, gave it to Ricky Smiley because Ricky Smiley been driving him crazy since they auditioned for Friday Part 3, according to Katt Williams.
America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was going to be Money Mike.
Wait.
And Katt Williams...
Don't worry, Katt. I don't believe him.
Was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's 3 quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know
he shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh,
see, when I first heard this, I wasn't sure. Like, cause you hear things the first time, you don't catch everything. So I almost thought he was like picking on him a little bit, right? Cause especially when I found out who Ricky Smiley was, you know. So, but then I heard it the second time, and I'm like, oh, now I understand why you did what you did, and you were absolutely right.
So he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he was...
Sir, no one... Why no... He was with KD? He beat up Terry Crews. Why nobody know this story? You talking about in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and he... What? So Ricky Smiley knows this. And I don't know why he would lose a child and come on the air and start lying. That's why people believe in rituals right there. It's because, well, why would he lie? I don't...
You know, he didn't say that to be mean. He said that to prove a point. Again, if you don't be careful, you would say, like, why would he say that? You know, why would he bring up the fact that he lost a child? And he's using it as a point, like saying, like, if you're in a state of grief, why would you attack me? That's why he said that.
Don't know why liars lie, but I can tell you this.
That's a good one too. I don't know why liars lie neither.
We auditioned in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I was audition number 201. 200 black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying all 201 of us was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the role in 4 days? The truth of the matter is the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom. And that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with.
And he says that he spoke up and that it was impressive to the point where he got the part and he was the 201st audition. 201st.
Katt Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly,
God. Yeah, and the last thing you want to do in your first movie is make waves.
Guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy,
right?
Where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are.
Yeah, he killed it right there. You know what I'm saying? And when he says that when it comes to comedy and I forgot what the other thing was, that he has all the pull, even if he was exaggerating, let's say, which I don't think he was, he's absolutely right about that not being funny.
If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky.
That's another thing. See, remember what I told you? He's the only one talking about it. And it's all the way this much later. And he's saying it in interviews 20 years later. And this is why he, 20 years later, finally told people about the Ricky Smiley hate that's been going on for 20 years.
Smiley was going to play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? Why? And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Katt Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his? You can't say my lines, I wrote them.
You got him.
I already know that I'm going to be funnier than you. What he told everybody was Katt Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steven Said. Everybody know.
All right, so look, guys. This is when integrity destroys hate. There's nothing you could say. You can't come back for that. He just exposed the fact that you've, like you seen somebody shining and you got scared. The worst thing in the world is when you roll up and you shining and the other person's looking at you like, why are you looking better than me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and according to Katt Williams, that's what happened. And it took 20 years, but he gave him the business, and you can't say that he didn't wait. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to go there. If it took 20 years for him to do that, it had to be revisited. That interview is epic, and it's not like riding the bandwagon because other people said it's epic. If you don't see the greatness in that interview, then you're blind, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Jay, the Aleister Crowley t-shirts. There's so much more stuff. I see everybody jumping on the get on Jay bandwagon, and not for nothing. What they're saying, if it's true, he deserves everything he's getting. But it's not like he needs another person kicking him. You know what I'm saying? So y'all already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? People ain't blind. So, but anyway, let me see real quick, man. Y'all guys, like, this is what I don't understand. I don't understand how people listen. All right, when I listen to me for a second. Now I got a rhyme, right? Where, I got a lot of rhymes. As a matter of fact, y'all listen. Y'all could go to the page. I urge you guys to go and listen to the lyrics, please. Go listen to the lyrics of the verses I spit. Y'all guys are always talking about, you can't make a good song unless you hard. You want some hard shit. And then when all this stuff happens, they're like, oh, man, people got to start talking righteousness. Make up your mind. Do you want to be seeing dudes be on some wild shit? Or do you want people to rap about being a good person? Because I rap about being a good person. And people know I'm nice, but I still, they ain't no money that like a person that would say some crazy. There's some stuff that I hear people say some stuff. I'm like, and it's not hate. It's like what came out his mouth got him that much money. And like I said, it's not hate. It's I'm confused. I don't understand, Like if you listen, man. I'm this because I don't want to get into a whole big start spitting bars, none of that. Just listen to the beginning 4 bars of Glory Road. It goes, there ain't no I in team. As I pursue my dreams, on Spank you could lean. I show support like a beam. I said I put it on my soul, a mic I could crush. I have you open like dust off this rhyme that I bust. Now the first 4 bars, if I'm trying to emulate everybody else to blow up, then why did I talk about helping? I said on Spank, you could lean, show support like a beam. That's literally me saying like niggas roll up on me like, yo, Spank, you know what's good? You know, I know you doing good. Let me hold something. That's no problem. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my man. And even if it's somebody that I know, and niggas do people in my hood, they know my style. So, like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ask for the good stuff, but when the good stuff's there, you don't listen to it. You go listen to some fool talking about the devil. I'm definitely gonna leave it on that note. Much love to y'all people, man. You know, spread positivity. I'll leave it at that. God bless y'all, man.